Hey everybody, Ursula Foster here, your self-care strategist, and I am in Palos Verdes today. It's really overcast here in California today, so all of this back behind me is ocean, but unfortunately you cannot see it. But I wanted to get onto a video anyway and talk to you a little bit about meditation. I get a lot of questions about how to meditate, what to do when you meditate, how to set up for meditation, all those kind of things. So I'm going to address it today. There are 5 tips that I can give you that I use personally. This is just my own personal opinion. This is the way I meditate. I've only been doing it for a few years, so I consider myself to still be a newbie. But hopefully these tips will help you out. Okay, so the first one is brain dump. Before I go into my meditation, and I do this on a regular basis, but especially before I go into meditation, I do a brain dump. So what a brain dump is, everything that you're feeling, if it's anxiety, if it's anger, if it's fear, if it's you're tired, any kind of emotions that are really high on your mind at the time, write them all down on a piece of paper. Just brainstorm it. There's no rhyme, there's no reason, there's no, special way to do it. You just write everything down. You get it out of here, get it out of your head, and you get it onto a piece of paper. And you can address it later. But I find that helps. So a brain dump is the first thing. And then I have my notes over here. 2, you're going to set an intention. Now, there are a lot of meditation experts out there who talk about how to set an intention. When I go to my yoga classes, they're like, before class starts, set your intentions, blah, blah, blah. I'll give you my definition of what setting an intention means. For me, it means examining how you want to feel after the meditation. So if I want to feel joy or happiness or peace after I finish meditating, then that's the emotion and that is the feeling and the vibration that I'm going to focus on while I'm meditating. You understand? So if you are having trouble figuring out what your intention is when you're meditating or before you meditate, I suggest you examine and assess how you feel at the moment, like before you do your meditation. So if you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling tired, then go to the opposite polarity of that feeling in order to set your intention. So if you're feeling sad, happy would be the way you would set your intention. Happiness or joy would be what you would focus on during your meditation. If you're feeling especially tired, or something like that, you're exhausted, your energy is low, then being energized, that's the opposite polarity of tired and exhausted. So you would focus your attention during your meditation on energy, being energized, being pumped up. That's how I set my intention. So that's 2. So number 3 is you want to get as quiet as you possibly can, as quiet and as comfortable as you can. Now, unless you are some monk who lives up on a hill, in some country, on some isolated mountaintop somewhere, then you can get quiet. But in real life, with real people, with real families, real households that are noisy or whatever, do the best you can. If you have to go into the bathroom for a few minutes and lock the door, a lot of times I'll go in my car. I'll get in my car and I'll lock the door. I'll even get in my car and I'll drive to the park, or like where I'm at now, I'll just get in my car and drive for a few minutes and go somewhere and get quiet and as comfortable out of my family's eyesight and ear sight as much as possible. So that's important. And see, let me look at my notes here. Okay, we're on number 4. Don't try so hard. This is important. Do not overthink this thing. I can give you 100 tips and 100 steps on how to meditate, but it all comes to just really making it your own. Don't try to be like so-and-so that you saw. Don't try to do what so-and-so on TV did or this website you went to. Make it your own. Setting your intention, getting in a comfortable space, lighting a candle, doing whatever. Do it your way. Customize it and really make it your own. So that is number 4. And then number 5, I got to turn over my paper. Number 5 is do some journaling afterwards. Do some journaling. Like it's not quite the same as the brain dump. Brain dump is you're just writing a bunch of stuff down, getting it out of your head and putting it on paper so that your mind is clear. But journaling is actually a little bit more intentional. So you want to try to kind of bring some order to it, kind of look at it, kind of examine it, how you're feeling. Don't try to look at it too methodically or systematically or whatever, but really honestly and truthfully put your feelings down. How you felt before the meditation, how you feel now, some clarity on some dreams or some things that you have been trying to work out. Maybe you've got some ideas that came to your mind during meditation, or a little bit of clarity on something that you may have been stuck on. So you might want to take some time and write all that out, because you never know. Some great books, some great products, some great services, some great businesses can come out of that. So write it down. I encourage you to journal. Okay? So now I've got some bonus tips for you now. That was the 5 tips, the things that I do. Now, I want you, when you're meditating, I want you to focus on your breathing. That is really, really important. It just does something to your whole nervous system. It does stuff to your brain. It just is amazing. It's amazing what just taking time to breathe will do. So I have a method. It's the 5 fives method. And what that is 5 times you're going to take a deep breath in, count to 5, taking that deep breath in, and then you're going to hold that breath for 5 seconds. And then when you hold it for 5 seconds, you're going to blow it out for 5 seconds. And then you're going to do that 5 times. And I find that it takes less than 5 minutes. It might take some people the whole 5 minutes, but it's 5 times. 5 times breathing in for 5 seconds, holding it for 5 seconds, breathing out for 5 seconds. 5 times, 5 minutes. I promise you. And then, so here's my ultimate tip. And this is what I did when I first started out. If you are absolutely having the worst time, like focusing and concentrating, when you're first starting this thing, your brain is going to be everywhere. I'm telling you now. Don't feel bad. You have to practice. Just like with anything else, you have to practice. So listen, what you're going to do is you can go to YouTube, and YouTube has a ton of guided meditations. And what guided meditations do is they talk you through. There's music, there's talking, there's things to help you keep your mind focused. So I would suggest that. YouTube has a ton of them. But also, if you go to IamSelfCareAware.com, you can download my free 5-minute guided meditation to get you started. So that's IamSelfCareAware.com. Again, this is Ursula with some self-care savvy tips for you and my process on meditating. So happy meditating, everyone, and I hope this is helpful. Have a great one. Bye-bye.